Night actually I had that problem, and I hit it again. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Fandom Access.
Hello.
Jamie will be with us. Jamie will be with us shortly. Tonight we have episodes 5 and 6 of Sandman, episode 6 of Revival, episode 7 of Resident Alien, and episodes 1 and 2 of Strange New World. So, let's talk about Sandman first, Karen.
Yeah, let's talk about Sandman. Jamie wasn't able to do all the screen grabs that she likes to do this week, so we're going back old school to the old Fandom Access, where we just have a few pictures and really none from Sandman because I didn't have time to register for the Netflix press site today. So that's why. So anyway, the first episode was called the Song of Orpheus, right? And we were going to talk about that. You loved it. I didn't love it.
I don't know if love's the right word. I was very excited for it because when I saw that was the next episode, because I love this story arc in the comic. But I feel like they didn't do enough with it, because in the comic there's a lot more that happens at the wedding. There's a lot more interaction. There's a lot more conversations. I felt like they rushed through it and they just went right for the story of Orpheus. So I felt that was a little lacking. But it's always fun when they intertwine different medias together. I like when people do that.
And to me, it was it just felt really slow to me. Like, this episode just felt like it dragged. Maybe because it felt like it was sort of like a straight retelling of the story of Orpheus and Eurydice, which is one of the Greek myths that I know pretty well. And it was pretty straight up for a while there, right? And can we get on with this? Can we get on with this? Like, I know where it's going. I guess if you're not familiar with the comic, and if you're not really a student of, or you didn't remember this myth from when you studied Greek mythology, like, it might have been more compelling for people who were not so much following it.
I did love the visuals of it and everything. I thought that was really cool. I love the way Hades and Persephone just kind of materialized on those thrones behind him there. I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, that was cool. I have one picture of Orpheus. That was cool. I mean, yeah, the visuals were cool. The wedding, what they showed of the wedding was kind of cool. I really enjoyed the part where, Orpheus greets all of his aunts and uncles, all of the Endless. Hi, Jamie. And he's...
Oh, am I unmuted? No, okay, yeah, sorry. I couldn't tell if I was muted or not. I haven't used it on the iPad for a while.
And he knows them by their Greek names. Like, he's called, it's not their names, but like the Greek word, he greets death with like the Greek word for death. He greets, he greets dream with the Greek word for, he calls dream father, I guess. But he greets a lot of them with the Greek word that corresponds to their title, right? And so that was kind of cool that he knows them. He knows they're the Endless, I guess. He knows he's the child of. I like that, he was that Calliope was Orpheus's wife, and they'd had this child.
Which is why that surprise episode last season was so important. So we knew who the hell Calliope was.
Yeah. Jamie, so AJ and I are a little bit split on how we felt about this episode. How did you enjoy it?
I did not like the story with Orpheus. I just thought it was so tragic and sad, and so I didn't enjoy it for that reason. So it wasn't bad. It just was awful in that sense.
So you aren't familiar with the story of Orpheus and Eurydice then?
Well, I knew the thing about, that she wasn't going to be able to go with him because he turned back around, because Karen and I talked about that when we talked about Severance and Heli and everything before. But so I knew that, but the whole thing about him being ahead for millennia or whatever was, I don't know. I just found very dark and sad and weird, and I did not enjoy that part. I enjoyed seeing, help me out here, Jenna Coleman. I can't think of the name of the character.
Oh, that's in the next episode.
Sorry. Yeah. Sorry, I don't remember which episode's which.
Joanna Constant.
Yeah, Joanna Constant. So that part I liked, but yeah, his story particularly I didn't love. I also, there was a lot of things he asked for, he shouldn't have expected his father to, I think, go to get her back like he wanted him to. The fact that his aunt made him immortal, I'm kind of like, why did she do that? Like, she should have told him no. But I mean, I get it. I don't know. It just
because it was the only way he could go to the underworld to get her back.
No, I know, but I mean, like, I don't know. I think like nobody really tried to convince him that much that this was a bad idea, or at least they didn't spend very much time in the story trying to convince him it's a bad idea.
Should a person have to be convinced, right? That's a bad idea.
Okay, that's true. That's true.
I think in this is the earliest one, like the Greek myths are among the earliest, but in any story ever of a person trying to get their loved one back from the dead, it never works out. Right.
No.
That's a good point.
I mean, think about it. Think about how Persephone ends up in hell to begin, in the underworld to begin with. Hades falls in love with her. She eats a pomegranate while she's there, and that's why she's stuck.
Yeah, she gets stuck. I mean, I don't think really, I mean, they told him it was a bad idea. He didn't want to listen. And then he gets shitty with like Morpheus. And he's like, well, if you won't help me, I'm no longer your son. Right. He's like a big baby. He's kind of a big baby. He's a little whiny in the early part.
Much like his father.
Yes. His father is the most emo man ever. And he's just like his dad. He's very whiny about it. I get that your wife died on the night of your wedding. Jamie, that bit about being a severed head, that's like a part of the myth that is less known, that after he like comes back and he's lost Eurydice forever, he won't sing anymore. And the women are so mad that they're like deprived of his voice that they chop him to pieces. And it is said
so that's not just a Sandman thing then. I didn't realize that.
No, I mean, it's a twist on it.
Yeah.
And there's a place where like they say, and they would say that you could still hear his like chopped off head, like singing, was a lesser known part of the myth. So I think that
their myths aren't generally happy. So I guess I shouldn't be surprised, right?
I mean, I think that, that they played with it, that Gaiman played with the myth with this, right? And I kind of like that part of it. I like that part of it. And I do think, these two episodes together are, the arc of Dream and Orpheus are an important part of the overall theme of the show, which is the way Morpheus is growing, right?
Yeah. I think this episode, or I don't know whether, again, because I'm not sure. It's been a while since I've watched it, which episode specifically it is. But I feel like this is when he's finally starting to maybe think a bit about how he's been wrong and what he's done wrong is in these two. Like he's finally realizing, I shouldn't have acted the way I did and that maybe I was wrong. And it took him like that long to kind of realize it. But
well, I mean,
I did appreciate that.
The thing is, it's kind of funny because the Endless have been around for eternity, they for forever. I mean, that's why they call them the Endless, and I just think it's funny how, we look at ourselves as humans and we make mistakes and we learn from them. And it doesn't take us nearly as long to figure shit out as it does somebody that is hundreds of thousands of years old. Like it took, I mean,
so it's only an Endless can kill somebody immortal. Then I'm guessing that was the one part that it wasn't like, it didn't explain. Yes. But I'm guessing that's okay.
Essentially.
That's kind of what I figured.
Yeah, but they can't spill family blood.
Right.
So yeah, Jamie, I had said that I thought this first episode, well, it's episode 5, but the first we're discussing tonight, the story just really kind of dragged and was like typical, sometimes the pacing on the show to me can be slow. And I just felt like this episode felt like it was like 2 hours long to me. I was like, oh my God, what is, and I thought maybe, I thought, Jamie, maybe it's because I'm so familiar with this. I'm pretty familiar with this myth. It's one of the myths I know better. I took a class on Greek mythology in college and I remember this one. I don't know why.
What's funny is I was anxious the whole, the first 10, 15 minutes of the episode, because I'm like, come on, get to Orpheus. Come on, get to Orpheus. Because it didn't just start there. Like, Dream and,
now you sound like me, AJ.
Delirium.
Yeah, Delirium. Thank you. All I could think was Delight, and I'm like, she doesn't go by Delight anymore. I'm like, Delirium. Had to lead up to them to even get to that point, and I'm like, come on, hurry up.
Yeah.
But like I said before, I think the episode could have flowed better and maybe not been so. I don't want to say boring, but it could have been more exciting had they not cut so much from the comic out. Like I said before, there was a lot more to the wedding. There was a lot more conversations. There was a lot more going on. They kind of had that one little dance. They sneak off and she gets bit.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As usual, though, the visuals were great.
Yeah, I was saying that before you got here.
Okay, sorry. You can't fault the visuals.
No, that's fine. Whatever. Yeah, no, the stuff in the underworld I thought was great.
Yeah. Good. And with the Furies, I mean, the Furies were really pretty scary, right? And that all was great. And like in general, I mean, as we move into the next episode, I guess, I mean, the chopped off head looked great, right? The talking. When I was thinking of who's the guy in Doc? Oh, can you guys? Can you hang on a second? My dad's in the hospital. I just got to take this call. All right.
Okay. Yeah.
He's okay.
Okay. Okay. Sorry. We'll keep talking. I didn't know he was in the hospital.
I didn't either.
At least she said he's okay. Hopefully everything's okay. Yeah, see, I don't know anything about the comic book, so I don't really know, what kind of things to say about it. But I did like the whole venture into the underworld and just how overall, like I said, the look of that. But also, I think it was cool, and I don't know, maybe that's part of the myth, but like how they had Hades and Persephone like were literally larger than life, and I thought that was
I thought that was. Yeah, I was saying to Karen before, I like the way they materialized out of nowhere. I thought that was really cool. You know what I find ironic, though, about this myth is, the story of Hades and Persephone. Their story is about him being madly in love with her and tricking her into staying there.
Yeah, you think she feels sympathy.
So when they're talking about, when he's like, professing his love and how he wants to take his wife home and everything, they're like, "Oh, this is ridiculous." And it's like, you guys are here, the two of you are here together because Hades was in love with Persephone. So how can you scoff at love? I think that's ironic.
Yeah, it is kind of. Everything okay, Karen?
Yeah, my dad is in the ER. He's fine. For those of you listening, my dad is 93, and when you're 93, they send you to the ER for the slightest little thing. He went to the doctor today. He had a cut on his head, and they were like, "What? Cut on your head? CAT scan? How'd you hit your head?" And so he's fine. He's fine. Okay. Everybody in the hospital is like, "Why are you here? You're great."
Okay. Well, I'm glad he's okay.
Yeah, thank you. But it was my brother, so I just had to answer that. But anyway, sorry about that. I interrupted you now. What you were talking about? I'm sorry.
No, that's all right. We were kind of. I was just saying how it's ironic with Persephone and Hades scoffing at love.
Yeah. Hey, what do you guys think of the singing? The singing was kind of great, I thought, right?
Yeah.
Like they did a great job of like making it sound like this really ethereal, magical singing that could even persuade Hades to like do something, right? And they sing again in the next episode, and I think they did a great job of like, I mean, that guy, whoever did the singing, I don't know if the actor sang or if that was dubbed in, and then they like zhuzhed it up with whatever electronic stuff they do to it.
Well, they definitely, whether it was him or not, they definitely zhuzhed it up, as you put it.
Yeah.
I would have liked, though, maybe, and I get why it's not, but I kind of would have liked maybe if they like translated it as they went, like showed that it was supposed to be not English and then changed it so you could at least understand. I know you can read the captions.
They did. The first song that he sang, they did.
Well, that's
right.
Either way, the one song they didn't. Yeah, there's captions, but I mean, like if he had sang it in English.
But not for nothing. Sometimes translating a song from one language into another kind of sucks.
Well, was it a song that was originally in Greek though, or did they write it for the show? That's the question.
No, based on the lyrics, he was singing like telling his story. It was like, I'm sure it was for the show. He was singing like, "Oh, I got married, and then like we went for a dance, and she was bitten by a serpent, and now she's dead. I'm so sad. Please help me."
Right, but I'm just saying, like, they could have had him start it in Greek and finish it in English. I don't know. I just kind of would have liked to have heard it in English. That's all. Not I get it. Why it wasn't. Hi Kelly.
Okay. I mean, I think it worked for. He's Greek. He was.
No, it still worked. I just personally would have liked to have heard it. But like, I get that it also helped, I guess, to make it seem otherworldly a little bit, just because we don't speak Greek. Mm-hmm. So there's that. But yeah.
So he ends up ahead, right? Which takes us into the next episode. He ends up ahead. But yes, before the phone
rang, ahead.
When my phone rang, Jamie, I was saying it had me thinking of Doctor Who, the headless monks. And that guy who gets his head chopped off.
In the box.
The head in the box. I forgot that guy's name.
Oh, yeah.
I want to say Mandalorian, and that's not right. Moldovan, something like that.
I'm going to Google him. Doctor Who head in box.
I can only have one window open because I'm on my iPad, so I can't.
That's why his name is Dorian Maldivar.
Okay, I was close. Moldovan Maldivar. Okay, that was close. Yeah, the headless monks. Okay,
yeah. I forget that, but this head looked really like, the way his head was severed and there was like blood and whatever.
Yeah, it looks pretty good. It looked good without being overly gross the whole time. I guess like it worked. It worked.
Yeah.
And I think it was, some of it was also funny though too, like how they put it on the pedestal or whatever and had it like held up. I don't know. I kind of found it funny.
Yeah, and sad, right? Like,
well, I said overall, I found the whole thing very depressing, but there were a couple moments in there that were a little.
Well,
it kind of has a happy ending, sort of, kind of.
It does, but like he's a jerk. He's like, I'm not your son anymore. And then Dream's a jerk, and he's like, your life is your own, and so is your death, right? And Dream won't help him when he basically begs for death, prays for death for like 2,000 years, 10,000 years, however long, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like he or maybe more like 2,000 years. I don't know. He begged, like he wishes he could die, and Dream is like, I mean, this is like typical Dream, the way he sent like Nada. He sends Nada to the underworld for 10,000 years, and he like doesn't really care. He's really like an unfeeling, cold jerk.
He is, but to be fair, that isn't 100% accurate in this case, because he did send I forget who they were, the priest or whatever, to watch over him, and just didn't tell him, you know what I mean? Like, he didn't want him to know he was the one that did it, but he at least did have somebody taking care of him that time, even if he was pretending he didn't care. So I think he cared some. He didn't care enough, but he cared some.
Well, he forgot about him. It had been so long that he made himself forget because he's such a jerk.
Yeah, no, I said it isn't all good. I'm just saying he did at least do that.
Yeah.
But yeah,
so,
I think he finally realizes.
Anyway, that brings us into the next episode where Dream goes to Joanna Constantine and asks her to retrieve his head because it's been stolen.
His son's head, yes.
Yeah. Which was great to see her back. I mean, I don't know if people were expecting to see her back again.
I was, because I knew what was coming.
Read the comics, but
I mean, book readers expected her, but I don't know if it maybe felt like a one and done last time she appeared.
It definitely did to me, but I don't know anything about the comic books, so I wouldn't have known either way. But yeah, I didn't think she'd come back. I was glad she did.
And they tie in Robespierre and like the French Revolution, and the
French Revolution, Revolution
is tied in, and the way they tie it to maybe Orpheus's song has helped to, not really, but they're like, could his song have like inspired the people? The voiceover says
it was absolutely implied.
It's implied that he. I mean, this was just like a really fun kind of a. She's a robber, a thief, and a scoundrel a little bit, but she's a hero, and it was a little bit of a fun adventure story. But then it really ties into Dream's arc, right? Dream's and Orpheus's arc.
Yeah.
There. And then you're reminded that, okay, Orpheus has prayed for death. but Morpheus couldn't help him because he's not allowed to spill family blood. Yeah. And even he wanted to put him out of his misery, maybe he couldn't.
Yeah, and he finally did, which I think proves that he finally made a decision that wasn't selfish.
Before he does that, he finds destruction.
He finds destruction finally.
And I love how he's like, he basically is like, this is a brilliant place to hide because he knew I would never come here.
Yeah.
And she's like, he was next door to Orpheus this whole time.
Like, why didn't I think of that?
And you know something funny that I hadn't thought about, but so you see Joanna's gravestone when they go to see Orpheus. And Artie was like, wait, how is she dead? And I was like, well, she's not immortal. He's like, yeah, but we see her in the present time.
That's her ancestor
from season 1. And I had explained to him, I was like, well, see, they did a little something there. Because in the comics, it's John Constantine in the present time that helps him get his artifacts back. They changed it because Constantine was currently in another DC show. He was being used elsewhere, and they didn't know if they could legally use him for this. So they were like, you know what? We're just going to use Jenna Coleman for both characters.
What was he in?
Ancestor. Legends of Tomorrow.
Okay, so question then. So there was then in the comics actually a Joanna Constantine. There was both.
Yes. Lady Joanna Constantine. What we just saw in episode 6, that was in the comic, and then what we saw last season with her
would have been John Constantine.
Would have been John, but they just made her,
Yeah, but I mean, it was still supposed to be her ancestor. She just
there's still relation.
Yeah, that would have been
still an ancestor.
Would have been less confusing, but it's actually kind of cool that they used her same. Excuse me.
Yeah, they didn't, but they didn't. Yeah, they were gonna go with John, and then they were like, you know what? He's in another show. Not sure what the legality is. Let's just make it simple and not even have to go down that road.
Yeah.
So, I mean, overall, I enjoyed this second episode that we watched this week, episode 6, better. The story, I mean, how I'm a sucker for a historical kind of French, with the French Revolution and Robespierre and all that. I was going to love that. I liked the way, I mean, this episode to me felt like it moved faster and so much more happened between Dream and Delirium finding destruction, and they talked to him and they talked to Destiny in this episode, right? There's so much going on among the Endless, and Joanna's story, and then the Orpheus, how they wrap up Orpheus, and I just felt like it kept my attention much more this episode.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and Delirium got a puppy.
Yeah, Destruction's talking.
She got Barnabas.
Yeah, I like that.
But I liked it. I like the Dream kind of seeing Destruction again. Kind of, you can see it kind of helps Dream. Getting the explanation, which, to be fair, Destruction probably could have given them the explanation a long time ago.
Yeah.
It's like once you hear what he's saying, it kind of, it makes sense. I mean, essentially, he's like, he was tired of being responsible for the death of humans because of his, because of destruction. And he's he's like, even with me gone, destruction still happens. Bad things still happen. He's like, it's their fault now.
I loved the opening, the prologue or the flashback, if you want to call it, where Dream is talking to Destruction, and Destruction's like, look, he's like, look, they're experimenting on this poor orangutan, right? They're experimenting on animals. Now you have Isaac Newton. This guy Isaac Newton has he's learning a lot about, the advance of science. Destruction can see where that's going. And he's very upset. And he's like, look, someday they're going to split the atom. And then what happens when they split the atom? It's going to set their world on fire. And I just can't I really, I mean, I love that speech. I love where Destruction's coming from. And given that this whole show is about in the beginning, Dream is he rules over his realm and he kind of lords over humans, but doesn't care about humans and he doesn't care about humanity. And Destruction so clearly loves humanity. And like that's where Dream should be going, right? Like that's where I think we're all hoping Dream could be in the end. He could grow into that person. I mean, Death has said it to him also, right? Like we're not here to rule them, we're here to serve them. Yeah. And Dream is like he definitely wasn't getting it in that flashback, right? And like, is he starting to get it? I don't know. He didn't have a lot of interaction with any humans in these 2 episodes. He interacts with like his demigod son, right? Or half mortal son, whatever he wants. Calliope is not a god, but
she's a muse.
She's a muse, yeah. So I mean, he didn't really interact with humans except for Joanna, who like he just sent like to do him a favor basically. But I mean, through Nada and through Orpheus, he's learning about like, it was only like an episode ago where he said to what's the librarian's name?
Vivian, or no, Lucien. I
was going to say
her real name mixed up with her. Sorry, I tend to do that. I can't help it when I've talked to them.
Yeah, we know.
I do that.
He says to Lucien, like, "Do you think I'm even capable of love?" Right, and like we have to really wonder at points in the show if he really is.
I'm not so sure if he is or not.
Yeah. And does he seem by the end of this to love his son? Does he seem to love his brother and sister? Right? Like his other brothers and sister, like Delirium, she's not my favorite of the Endless.
I think, I mean, I think like I said, he finally made a choice that wasn't completely selfless. Like, I don't know.
Selfish. You mean selfish?
Selfish. Sorry, selfish. Yes. I mean, I guess it was selfish in a way that that was what he wanted, and now it could screw up who knows what else because he spilled blood. But I believe he did do it because he wanted to end his son's suffering. So, yeah, I don't think that it was selfish in that way. And I feel like
that was definitely selfless.
Right. And I feel like if this had happened before, like 100 years ago or whatever, he wouldn't have done it. I mean, well, clearly he didn't. But I mean, even like if some of these events
he was trapped 100 years ago.
Yeah, I know. But I mean, like, if this had happened sooner before he learned these lessons, I guess, is what I mean. Like, he never would have done it. He's done it now after he's gone on the street, which is kind of the point. But, you know.
So Destruction has refused to come home. He's like, I can't. And I think the only thing that was achieved was for Delirium and Dream to really finally understand where Destruction is coming from, which Morpheus maybe kind of always understood, right? Deep down inside, maybe. But like they kind of get it and they're like, okay, don't come back. Go where you got to go. Right. And he goes off into the sky. Look at my hand is cut off. He goes into the sky. He goes off to other lands. I like Destruction. I like this actor who's playing him. I like this characterization of him, the way, like him coming from the page of the screen. I like this guy who's playing him. He's really good.
Yeah, I do too. But I'm guessing we won't see him again now that he's gone. And I think it was nice.
That leaves his realm. That leaves his realm still untended, Jamie.
There's that. That's true. But I mean, like, I enjoyed this season that we've gotten more of the other siblings. And I would like to have that again, but at the same time, like, I get it's Dream's story. Do we even necessarily need all of them? Maybe not, or at least not through all the show. But I did like that we've gotten kind of a variety of. I don't know. It seemed more. I mean, I think I still liked the first season more than this season in a way, but it gave it more variety, if that makes sense. I don't know.
This season is moving really fast through a lot of content. Like we've talked about this. Netflix says it was always intended to be 2 seasons. I don't think that you buy this property and plan for 2 seasons. Like, it should be 3. It could be 1 million.
I feel though, like this season, I said earlier, I still feel like this season's a lot less complicated than last season, though. I feel like there was 10,000 things going on last season, and there isn't this season. I found it way easier to follow. Just wait. Is that what you said? Just wait.
I mean, so to your point, Jamie, when you have to churn through a lot of the property really fast, that forces you to streamline. Maybe that's right.
Maybe
like,
that's true.
Well, I will say this. I mean, they could have taken some more time on some stuff, but you know, I thought about it. I thought about it some more, and I can see where, you know, this story easily wraps up in another 6. You know,
and they're hitting
another 5. One of them's the bonus episode. With
oh, that's right. I keep forgetting that. So they wrap it up in 5, and I'm very excited for the bonus episode because I did not know they were doing that, and I love that story. But anyway, you know, they've said that they were, you know, focusing just on Dream's journey, and there is quite a bit of side stories that Dream is like adjacently involved. There's an entire, I don't know if you remember, Barbie from season 1. She has a whole story arc that I think was like 4 or 5 issues. That Dream doesn't show up till the end of her story, so I could see why they'd cut that out. There's the whole Dead Boy Detectives side storyline,
which might be the series we got. So who knows?
Is only, well, now it's completely different.
Oh, okay.
It's only part, you know, Dream's only shows up in that for a minute too. So I can see why they cut, you know, if they were just focusing on Dream, you can cut that stuff and not lose anything from Dream stories.
Yeah. And yet they're still hitting like the major highlights that comic readers have to see, right? They're like, there are major things that need to be included in any comic adaptation, and that's hitting, you know, those topics.
Yeah, and that's always been my argument for any adaptation, whether it be, you know, comic, book, remake. You know, you hit the highlights, and the rest you can just kind of get there different ways and do your own things. Like when we were speaking with Luke yesterday, Luke Boyce, who is the showrunner of Revival. When we were speaking with him yesterday, he said, you know, we've changed things up so that the comic readers get some surprises too. He goes, but we always hit the highlights.
Yeah.
You know? And I feel like that's where some other shows have failed, like The Walking Dead. You know, they missed a lot of good highlights. They gave highlights to other characters that didn't deserve them, or they didn't do the highlight at all. And, you know, so I always, you know, for me, you know, I mean, a lot of the Last of Us people were angry because of, you know, getting to places differently. But from what I understand, you know, even though Artie wasn't a huge fan of season 2, he did say they hit the big moments. They did do that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So,
let me. Sorry, this is kind of off topic, but I just want to ask you guys: do you keep getting the video and especially the sound going out every so often? Because I don't know if it's my Wi-Fi. Okay, it might be my Wi-Fi. Then I just wondered because it keeps stopping on me. But I am on an iPad, so that could be part of it.
All right. Well, my apologies for not doing better photo-wise, Jamie. I'm not on a Netflix press site, and there's not a lot out there for Sandman.
Yeah, no, you're doing great. I'm sorry that I can't have my computer to fix it.
Hey, Fletch, finish the damn show and then ask questions.
What is Fletch asking?
I was gonna say he was already angry.
Oh,
he didn't finish it though.
That's why Fletch didn't watch it. He's angry.
Yes, finish watching it. I don't know. I still like The Last of Us, but maybe if I like,
well, let's not get off topic.
Maybe
here.
I wouldn't. Yeah, I know. We can't get too far off topic.
I was using it as an example. All right. Did we cover everything with Sandman? Should we move on to Resident Alien or Revival? Which one? Resident Alien or Revival?
Resident Alien.
Yes, the Resident Alien. I just finished watching.
All right.
That was really good tonight. Or well, I'm saying tonight because I watched it tonight. It was really good.
It was great. The great Stephen Root guest starred.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, from Office
That was
Space.
really nice to see him.
Yeah, he's great. I mean, I think we all knew where it was going. Yeah. But I liked it. Yeah.
Did you guys know to predict in the first part of the show that he would kill his father before it was over?
As soon as he said he had to kill a human,
I saw that coming a mile away.
Yeah.
At least that was, but I felt like I was, you know, he's like, kill a human. I'm thinking he's going to end up killing his dad.
Yeah, because I figured we're not going to feel bad for that because his dad's bad. I mean,
Harry, and it was funny because Damon goes, yeah, kill the dad. He's a jerk.
He's very aggressive and mean and uncaring in a way that I feel like even when Harry first took over the real Harry Vanderspiegel's body, like in the earliest parts of the show, like
Harry was more apathetic. He wasn't mean.
I mean, he was sent to kill all of humanity. I mean,
yes, but I mean, like overall as a character, like he wasn't mean to people. And I know that he was still wanting to kill people. I'm not saying he didn't, but I mean, they made his character likable because they wanted us to, watch the show.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, like, they're the same species. They had the same goals. They, like, his father raised him, but Harry never was as bloodthirsty as his father is, right? Or as the entire rest of his planet is. Like, he seems to maybe be a little bit of a misfit in terms of his people, right?
Well, I mean, yeah, he's always kind of talked about his family in that way, especially his dad,
Yeah.
I'm looking at the few photos I downloaded for this episode, and amazingly, I have no photos of Alan Tudyk. And
there was like one of him. I only know this because I started to do the thumbnail before my computer.
And there were like no pictures of him.
Right? There was one of the two of them together, but it was like only like a side view. It wasn't great, so you might have just not downloaded it.
There's not really any photos of him in this. I mean, there was a lot going. This show always has a lot going on.
Yeah.
With its B and maybe C stories. But yeah, Harry having to kill at least one human for his father to give him his powers back. It was very it was kind of like, it was pretty mean. Like, Harry doesn't want to kill anyone. He doesn't have a reason to kill anyone. And his father's like, just kill someone, just anyone. Just show me that you can,
I thought there was also a possibility maybe. I mean, I kind of figured he'd probably kill his father from the beginning, but I thought there was a slight possibility that maybe him standing up to his father would be enough, like him being like, no. Yes. But then when he said, I choose not to, he didn't listen. So it's like, no, he's going to die.
Yes. But he didn't really ever stand up to his father in a very strong manner, right? He
did. That's true.
Yeah. But I felt the same way. I don't know if you did, AJ. I felt like, would there be a point where he'd stand up to his father and his father say, oh, you are tough. You have a spine. Okay. You don't have to.
Yeah, no, I don't think that. No. I
thought it was a possibility, but I really thought he was.
I thought if Harry actually grew a set and stood up to his dad, that it was just gonna, it was just gonna be more ridicule. Yeah. I didn't think there was any gonna be, and I think that's kind of the point. His father was so over the top, kill the humans that.
Yeah, they were.
And he doesn't really seem to have any affection for Harry at all.
Yeah, he wanted to eat his grandson. How rude.
He was going to eat Bridget.
He's going to eat Bridget.
You can't eat Bridget. Son of
a bitch. And he says something like Bridget being half human, but Bridget is.
Yes, half human.
Yeah, Bridget is half human. Yeah. But yeah, he had no affection or interest in his grandson at all. So I was trying to remember, the reason I was talking about what Harry was like in like S1, E1, or in the first couple of episodes, is because Harry's been so changed over the years by living among humans and masquerading as a human and now actually being human, right?
Yeah.
But I wasn't sure this was supposed to show that. I think his father was just a jerk, right? Like,
yeah. Yeah, no, I don't think it was supposed to necessarily show that. But I will say the thing I did like, or at least I'm guessing, I guess we don't technically know yet, but it seems like, going by the last minute of the episode, that even though Harry's not human, he's still going to retain that humanity. I mean, I would be surprised if he didn't. And I like that.
Yeah, that was,
I thought there was a slight possibility that they might backtrack and he might for a little bit become not as nice once he's like, oh, I'm an alien again. I don't have to be a nice human.
Oh, he probably will a little bit.
But probably not much, because he was still hugging.
But it's because he's Harry. And now that he's alien again, he's going to have that intellect, his intellect is back. So he's going to make snide comments and do stupid shit because he's Harry.
Okay. Yeah, that's okay.
But he's not going to be intentionally cruel, I don't really think.
And he really has grown. Like, the fact that he even understood, like, I can't even kill this guy who I thought was bad, and he kind of was understood, like, his father hurt him. And I think that was supposed to be like, maybe he sort of understood, yeah, my father's an asshole too, So that kind of helped him a little bit there.
Did we lose Karen?
I like that.
Oh no, I'm here. I'm
No,
here.
she's there.
Okay.
I
You
actually-
you didn't move for like the last 30 seconds.
She's really,
And I was
still.
like,
she's really
Sorry.
still. The one thing I do like about this episode a lot too is, as much as it has its crazy alien shit, I feel like this episode was really, really human. Like a lot of it, like in the sense that you had a lot of like really, I don't know, human emotions explored. I don't know how else to say that. Like for instance, you have a lot with Darcy and her conversations with Asta, and like talking about, you know, what she's going through with the alcoholism and all that. And you have, you know, even Asta with her father, and this, I don't know, I just felt like there was more of kind of that. And just like I said, even Harry, like his whole revelation of like, well, this guy hurt his, you know, Asta, but maybe it was because his father hurt him. Like it just seemed like there was a lot more of like that. I don't know, like not so alien stuff, if that makes any sense the way I'm explaining it. I liked it. Like there was a lot of character development in it.
As far as Asta, I have a prediction. I think the season ends with her leaving Patience.
Yeah.
And then if they get renewed for season 5, she'll have some excuse for coming back.
Yeah, probably.
I mean, it did seem to really be driving, you know, her father. So Asta's dad comes back, and she thinks she's done a great job with the diner, and she's like, you know, oh, I made a change to the butter, and he's, you know, like, you got to.
Why'd you do that?
He's not wrong. I mean, you know, he had a reason why he had this. She doesn't own the business. She made some changes she shouldn't. He wasn't mad at her, but it was something that she is going to have to change back. But he does say, you know, I think for Asta to work in that place for a week and send her father on tour was like an act of love, and she thinks the diner's a thing that he loves, and that she really wanted to like take care for him. And then he's like, oh, I'm selling it. And I think she was really, I mean, you could see how kind of disappointed she was. But
he wants her to have something for her.
Yes, but he suggests she leave, and she feels like there are like 2 or 3. There are like 2 or 3 people who suggest she might leave town or seek something bigger. And she feels like they're kicking her out of town, I think, a little bit, right?
Yeah. Well, that's like, you know, especially like Darcy went to Harry. She's like, you went to Harry? And she's like, yeah, because I knew because Harry wasn't going to, you know, kiss it and make it all better.
Yeah.
And that's what Darcy needed.
Yeah.
But Asta, I mean, she's a caretaker. She wants to, I mean, like, you know, Asta, Harry, her father, are like, you don't have to take care of us. You should go and like, they're worried they're holding her back, but this is who Asta is. Taking care of the people she loves is like something she has to do. And
she doesn't want to lose that purpose.
Yeah.
There was one thing that disappointed me though, was that she didn't, when she told Darcy that the money get back to them, I really wanted her to be like, you almost made it to the bank. You put it in the mailbox next to the bank. Like, I really want her to.
I know. She said she deposited the money. Technically, she did. That's what I was.
Yeah, thinking. I wanted her to tell her. You know, I wanted her to tell her. Listen, you almost did it. I really wanted her to know that, but whatever.
Yeah.
We also had a storyline. This is I had to crop
surprising.
I had to crop out a lot of the dead deer, but to fit this up here. But this is actually. I'm looking at this picture. I think they need to get Liv like a uniform that fits her. That jacket is enormous on her.
Well, the rest
which is funny because that was the storyline at the first half of the season, the first couple of episodes. She was like, "Can I get a new uniform?" And he's like, "What's wrong with that one?"
Yeah. Well, the rest of her clothes are new. Her jacket, I guess, is still here.
But they, you know, the story of the Mantid and these two trying to like figure out who is the Mantid, what's going on, and Sheriff
Cletus.
Sheriff Will, is that his name? Is
Mike?
You
know, Sheriff Mike? I was like, Sheriff Will, what the hell?
I know where Will came from. Sheriff Mike is sort of convinced that it's what's her name?
I think I'm rubbing off on you guys.
Jules, Lena's new FBI partner. He's convinced that it's Jules, and you know, Liv is like, you're just kind of jealous they're spending time together, and she convinces him, right? She almost convinces him, and she's like, it could be Lena, and then boom. And by the way, like, how great is it to see Jules State in the show?
Yeah, awesome. I did.
Yeah, I'm glad. I was. I thought she might might have been gone after what was it, 2 weeks ago, but I'm glad she's still around.
Yeah, it's good to have her back.
Well, and you know, she's the lead on another show. Like you guys don't watch Family Law, I don't think. I watch Family Law.
Is it still on? I didn't realize it was still on.
I don't know if it got canceled. It ran 2 seasons. I don't know if Family Law is coming. I'm going to Google it while we talk. But
all I know is
now
that she's still around and she's the Mantid, I cannot wait until her and Harry have an interaction. There's got to be a Firefly joke. They cannot not have a Firefly joke.
They're
I will be very upset if there's no Firefly joke.
Yeah, there's got to be some kind of Easter egg there. Yeah, I was actually surprised. I guess I hadn't thought it through. Like, I thought it was more likely to be Lena, but now that I'm thinking about it, I'm thinking no, because I think that would be too sad, because he really loves
that would
Lena, and then she would be dead, and I don't think they were going to go there. But so yeah, we should have figured it out. But the fact that she still has Jules' memories is interesting.
No,
but
she doesn't.
It maybe because she read her mind? Yeah, I was going to say
she read her mind.
She read her mind. Yeah,
she read her mind. That's how she got the answer.
I see.
So by the way, Jules State is the lead on Family Law, which is really a Canadian legal drama set in Canada that the CW picked up. Season 4 premieres tomorrow on the CW.
Oh, cool. Okay.
So I will go back to. I mean, it's great to see a star of a show be able to, like, you know, do this guest
star on something else. Yeah.
So yeah, I'm psyched that I think I kind of knew she was the Mantid. There's no way they were going to make. I'm looking for my.
Yeah, I know. I said after I thought that
it was pretty obvious.
It wasn't going to happen.
Once we knew the Mantid was alive, I started thinking about the possibilities, and I'm thinking it's got to be her, because
it couldn't be Lena, right? They're not going to do that to Sheriff Mike.
Yeah, that's what I said.
I mean, they could have. They could have done that to us, but
yeah, they're not going to. It was too sad. Yeah. Mike finally found somebody.
So then, how'd you guys like the storyline with the baby?
There was a lot of
story.
I like that we're going to see. Sorry, I was just going to say I like that we're going to see Darcy get to tell them. Although at this point, I don't know that it matters, because now they're more like, "Oh my God, our son knows he's an alien." Well, they didn't even know Harry was an alien. Forget that. They didn't know Harry was an alien. Now they know Harry's an alien.
What Kate said was, "What the fuck?"
Yeah. Did she actually? I can't remember if she said it or if that was when he said something else in between. But yeah, what the?
No, she said, "What the fuck," and they bleeped "fuck."
Okay, I couldn't remember.
Presumably, so do you think she saw an alien, or do you think she just saw what was going on?
Oh, no. I think they definitely saw him as.
He was in alien form.
Yeah, he was in.
Okay, but the premise is that humans can't see his alien form. Only people.
Well, not. I think the idea is they can't unless he, is letting them or transform.
Yeah, but he
had transformed after getting the power. I don't think he was hiding it. Is the way that I look at it. So I can buy that. But you're right. Technically.
Yeah, he wasn't in human form. He was in alien form. So I don't see why they wouldn't see him.
Yeah, I think he was supposed to actually be in alien form, not just him seeing him.
I'm trying to remember if other people have seen him. I mean, the joke
was
that Max is genetically able to see him.
Yeah, but he was when he's in human form.
Well, yeah, but then he's not in human form. It's a glamour that he puts on that I mean, yes, he.
Okay, when he's pretending to be in human form.
Yeah, it wasn't. Yeah, he wasn't glamored.
Yeah, that's a better description, I guess.
Right? Like, he doesn't, transform into a human. I mean, we see, alien head on Harry's body because that's what the point of view they're showing us, right? But, I don't know. Anyway, they, we have talked, I think it's AJ who said maybe a week ago on the show, we can't go on with them not knowing he's an alien. How long is it's got to come out. Everybody's got to know.
And that's why I'm, and it's funny because I was so excited when Darcy's like, I've got to tell Ben and Kate. I have to do it. She's I'm doing it with, no matter what you say.
Yeah, you don't
need
to.
And then Asta's like, let's go. And then
I kind of now thinking poor Darcy, because Darcy's going to get there and she's going to be like, you
and
already
as soon as Kate found the check, I was like, oh yeah, they're not going to be there when they get there. They're going to be. I was like, they're going to be at the cabin. So yeah. Yeah, I love that scene between Harry and Max though. After he saves him, he's like, you chose me over your dad. And he's like, because you said I'm not your friend, but you're still, or I'm still your friend. But no, but my favorite part of the show though, the episode, the best line was, "What's that? That's my gallbladder." Okay, yeah, you're right.
Oh yeah. Yeah, he goes into this like Harry's dad gives this sort of like explanation, like he's like how human sex is so disgusting and what they do, and Harry's like, okay, that's not it, and he has no sense of human anatomy at all. That was pretty funny.
Yeah.
So Harry has killed him. Harry killed him, really with no hesitation whatsoever, right? Like when push came to shove, Harry just did it. Just, you know. I don't know if we're going to see ramifications of that. Like Harry, I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you think that's going to stick with Harry? Like the more human he becomes, will that be hard for him now to deal with? Or do you think his father was just so horrible that, like, is it in a way freeing Harry of his alien self somehow in some ways, right?
Yeah, it could be.
I don't know. This show, I feel like might be the best season. This show is getting heavier and darker, kind of, and yet still is light. Does that make sense? And
yes. And you know what's funny? What? I remember way back in season 1, Karen was like, "I don't do comedies. I don't know if I really like this show."
And I don't always like, you know, the humor can be very
childish,
puerile. Yeah, it's poop and sex humor a lot, right? And it's just not my jam. A lot of people find like that can be funny. I'm not saying no poop humor or sex humor can ever be funny, but you know, it's just like I have sometimes not really. It hasn't really clicked with me, the kind of 12-year-old humor that was a big part of, like, say, the Harry and Max scenes or a lot of Harry scenes. Like, and I feel like the show is getting a little more elevated, and that humor's there, but it's different. Like this show, I feel like is getting smarter.
Yeah, maybe it's growing with the audience as they're watching it. Maybe they think if you started as a younger viewer, then you're older now. I don't know.
Maybe it's just growing on me, but I feel like this show is really like finally they're coming with Harry in a way that, I mean, so I have not always really Alan Tudyk's delivery as Harry is I don't love it. I'm not saying I don't think Alan Tudyk is great and a great comedic actor, but the way he talks and acts as Harry, sometimes I'm like, it's a choice that he and the directors made, and it's a part of the show.
Yeah, I think sometimes like it's just you don't like that style of humor. I don't know, because like I enjoy that he does it. Like I love how even though he says it all the time when he's always like "son of a bitch," he always says it exactly the same way. I love that.
I mean, I love Sawyer saying "son of a bitch" all the time.
Well,
on Lost, Harry
maybe not for the same reason.
Delivery, Alan Tudyk's delivery is sometimes a little distracting to me.
That's fair.
But
you know what's distracting to me? I keep thinking I want popcorn. I've been thinking for the past 15 minutes. I want a bag of popcorn.
I'll have to get that off your screen.
Yeah, well, bottom line, I'm just happy that everybody knows now, and it's all coming. You know, essentially, all coming together, and everybody's gonna know. Like, I don't know if they're going to do it off screen or just kind of shortchange it, but I would love to see a full-on heart-to-heart conversation between Kate and Darcy.
Yeah, that I would too.
And if Ben, you know, not for nothing, I have the perfect solution. So the opening with everybody dancing and poor Darcy being all alone. I mean, even Judy was dancing with cousin what's her face there.
Kayla.
She was dancing with Kayla. So I was like, and I'm watching everybody dance, and I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, maybe if you just push Ben to the side and dance with Kate. That was my first thought. Because I hate Ben. I hate
together.
Ben. I hate Ben. He is such a fucking idiot. Like,
he's kind of too dumb to live, right? Like,
yeah, he really is. It's like he says stupid shit, and then, but Kate seems to love him anyway. There must be something wrong with her too, then, because
I don't hate him. I mean, I guess out of everybody, he's my least favorite character, but I don't know that I hate him.
Yeah, no, I've gotten to a point where I hate him. I mean, it's just he's so fucking stupid all the time, and he's oblivious to so much shit. It dumbfounds me how he's the mayor.
That's kind of what's funny about it a little bit. Like, why are they letting him run the town? You know, like this guy has no brains. No, I don't know. I don't know. I'm not as annoyed by him as you two clearly are, but I do think out of everybody, he's probably
like I forget what he said something stupid, and then she's like, "Hey, honey," and I'm like, "Really, honey?" After that comment,
I mean, he's dumber than Harry. He
yeah. And that's saying something.
Yeah.
He's part of a long line of television characters who are a doofy, stupid man who get a really smart, witted woman. Like every sitcom, that premise of every sitcom ever, right? Mm-hmm. Not every, but a lot. Yeah, he's annoying. So everybody doesn't know yet, right? Like these two know it's coming. The only people who don't know yet now are Liv and Mike, I think, right?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, but because of the connection between the four of them, then obviously it's gonna come around to everybody.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
And they better show it.
I do think a conversation is coming between Kate and Darcy, because Kate is like, Darcy was on the, like when the baby sees Darcy and reacts like, the baby clearly loves Darcy, and Kate's like, oh, Darcy, see, she was on the ship. I'm telling you, she was on the ship. She knows something. Like, that is coming, and hopefully will go well. Hopefully won't end up with I don't want it, like, I don't know how many more hits Darcy can take.
Well, what Darcy did came from a place of love. It was, they were protecting the baby.
And I think they'll recognize that.
And yeah, I don't see any ill will towards it. I think Kate's gonna be like, oh my God, I mean, there would be a little something, but my thing is, I hope we don't get shortchanged on the conversation, because I think that could be a really great conversation.
I think that Darcy's going to go to tell them and find out that they know. And she's going to be like, you already know? Like, she's going to be upset she doesn't get to tell them about Harry. That's what I
can see that too.
That's what I see.
Yeah, and I think Darcy, so it was so obvious. I was thinking in this episode, Darcy, she's like, oh, I didn't come home because I'm going to kill myself. And then I didn't. And then I went to a meeting and I'm in AA and blah, blah. And I got this. And I don't need any help. I have a sponsor I can call, but I won't need him because I got it. And I immediately thought, oh, she is going to fail miserably. Like, that is not, like, I'm not in recovery. I've never been to an AA meeting. I'm not an addict. But I'm pretty sure that when you say you got this, you don't got this, right?
Right, yeah.
And you can't maybe really recover until you admit that you don't got it, right?
Yeah.
So I think she has a little ways to go.
Which actually happened pretty quick, because she said, I thought I had it, and as soon as I saw the baby, I realized I didn't have it, because the first thing I wanted to do was get a drink, because I had to lie to them again.
Yeah.
But I guess she's lucky that now she can tell them the truth, because, like, if she couldn't, that whole scene wouldn't have worked. So they're like, well, I can tell them.
Yeah.
But I do hope we see a good bit of the reactions and the discussions. I agree with you. Like,
is there 10 this season?
I don't know. I haven't even looked.
I feel like there's 10. So I hope there's 10 and not 8, because that means we only got one left if there's only 8.
Oh, I doubt that, but let me look.
Is there one more season after this?
I don't know.
It has not been renewed yet.
No. See, I thought originally this was the last season officially, but it hasn't been, so it could be more coming. But this is episode 7.
Right.
So I think
there's 10. All right. So there's no, I'm looking right now. There's 10, so we got 3 left.
I mean, I do feel with the cat out of the bag and everybody in town, or all the main characters finding out that Harry is an alien, we could be nearing the end of the story. Like, the
True.
main.
Yeah, I've kind of wondered that too. Like, is that the end? And even if they can't renew it because everybody knows, and maybe that's why they told everybody because it was the end. But then again, the comic book they all know, and they continue, like the whole town knows. So I guess they still could continue the story, although I don't know that it would be as interesting. But yeah,
We'll
Well,
see.
we'd have to see. Well, the main thing here is everybody has to know because everybody's going after that mantis.
Yeah. So,
Yeah, I think that wraps that up.
I think that wraps it up. We want to move on to
Revival.
Revival. Wow, what an episode, huh?
Yeah.
Yep. It's that was the big one, I think.
Go ahead, Karen. What were all the things you would wait to say?
What?
I said, go ahead, Karen. What's all the things that you've been dying to say?
Oh my God. Well, the creeps are finally revealed, right? So I don't have a picture. There are no pictures in the press site of the creature who's revealed at the end of the episode. The creature appears. That creature,
you know what? There's only, sorry, I just want to interrupt a second. You know, I'm only saying, where did you see that there's 10 episodes of Resident Alien? Because Internet Movie Database only has 8 listed, and I'm only seeing press stuff. Sorry, I just was curious because you said that, where you saw that.
TV Time.
Oh, okay. I don't know.
Um,
Sorry, back to Revival. I don't know. I only see 8, but I'm hoping that you're right.
Yeah. Now I lost my train of thought.
About Revival.
So that creature that appears at the end, which it doesn't have a name. You know, there's a name that it has in the comic books. There's a name that Luke Boyce used on our show last night. Do we feel like that's a spoiler, or do we feel like okay to say that?
I think.
I'm surprised. I was really shocked he said it. I was really shocked he said it. But in the comic book, the characters call them the creeps. This is the creep. It's a creep. They come to call it the. Is there more than one of them? They call them the creeps. Anyway, that thing appears on in issue 1 of the comic series. It comes out way, way early, and we see it moving around the town and doing some things that I mean, Dana and the character still don't know for a while, but we, the reader, see it and know that it's out there and wonder what it is. Is it a ghost? Is it an alien? Is it an angel? We still don't know.
The giant. I was gonna say, will that come up? It's not coming up when I tap it. Giant golden spider alien. It must be on the iPad. It won't let me hit.
Try to show it. It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
Anybody who saw the show last night saw it. Anybody who saw that episode saw it. Knows what it is, right? There's not any photo of it in the press dump because obviously they don't want to get spoiled. And in the book, it's a little bit, comic books are kind of lined, I thought it looked great. I've been waiting for the creeps to show up because they come up so early in the comic. And I was like, holy crap, when are they going to introduce these things? I think they did a great job. I think this made sense where it came. Also, M being able to heal Dana in this episode.
Yeah, holy crap.
Right?
Yeah.
What's that all about?
I got to tell you, every week, the last couple of weeks, every time I turn around, they're fucking with me. I'm like, they can't kill Dana.
Yeah.
You can't kill Dana. And then both times I was like, oh my God, did they kill Dana? I was like, how many times are they going to do this to me? And then M healed her, and I was like, oh, thank God.
Yeah.
I was more. I didn't even care about the fact that M was healing her than I was that she was going to live. And then it was kind of afterthought was like, holy shit, M just healed her.
So that was a huge shock to both of you guys.
Yeah. I was surprised. I'm like, she can't survive that gunshot like that again.
I mean, it was a shock to me when I saw it.
Stabbing, but still. She'd just been shot at. But my question too, though, is it is in the comic book, isn't it, that they cry blood? I think too. That is something new that we saw, but I think that was in the comic book earlier, wasn't it? When I was reading about it, I got that impression.
There's a bunch of things about the revirus that have not been revealed yet in the show, crying blood, being able to heal. So what you saw was M heal. I'm not going to tell you if every reviver has that healing ability or not. They might. That's a question, right? I would spoil that if I said all of them could do it.
Yeah, I kind of wonder if maybe they have different.
Yeah, I wonder that too. I kind of got the feeling that it was only M for some reason. I'm not sure what the reason is, but my initial reaction was that it's an M thing, or maybe they all can, but nobody's ever going to do it. We're not going to see anybody else do it because M was just so
emotionally
in superhero mode that came out.
Well, most revivers haven't been in a situation maybe to be with a mortally injured person, right? It's a small town. Yeah. It doesn't happen every day, right? Like,
yeah.
What was I gonna say?
This is
the creeps.
like the turning episode though. Like so much changed after this, and also this is where, like I said, like this episode was so dark and creepy though too. The first time I watched this, I watched it late at night alone, and I'm like freaked I was gonna give me nightmares. I don't know. I thought it was.
I was gonna say to Karen's point about the creeps being introduced earlier in the comic. I kind of like the way they did it here. You know, it kept us, kept us guessing on what, why did Revival Day happen? Why are these people, So I kind of like that they didn't, have us seeing creeps lurking throughout, because I feel like that kind of would have taken away from some of the emotional stuff that we've gotten from these characters. Because it would kind of it would take away. I feel like it would have taken away part of the mystery. I can see why they did it the way they did in the comics, but I like that they made the decision to hold off a little bit.
Yeah, I agree. I think it worked better.
So I want to backtrack a minute and come back to the creeps, if you guys don't mind.
Yeah.
We have this extended part of the episode where Dana's in the hospital. Her father comes to visit her. Her father's very concerned about her. He leaves because M's been taken by the Czech brothers, right?
I don't think he knows it yet at that point. But
he leaves, but Dana's like, he leaves. Dana's alone in the hospital. Deputy Brent comes in to visit her. Turns out that it's Deputy Brent who's working with the Czech brothers.
Yes.
And the guy with the pigtail who they arrested last week for shooting Dana, and it turns out it wasn't his. They're like, it's a cop's gun, but it wasn't him. It's Deputy Brent. It was Deputy Brent. That's where
he was the one that tested the weapons, so that was kind of easy for him to fake. Although McRae was involved with. Wait,
I have a question,
but not the shooter.
Why do we think Brent is working with the Czechs?
Well, that's true. We don't know he was working with the Czechs. We know he's.
Yeah, I didn't get that at all.
That's all we know.
Bray was the one working with the Czechs. Brent framed him. Brent has something. Brent is, he shot Dana not because of the Czechs. He shot Dana because she was there talking to Aaron.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I said before, I kind of wonder if the Black Deer thing and the Czechs are like two separate. We don't really know.
I think they're two separate things.
Separate cases, yeah. So Brent comes in. How'd you guys like this fight scene?
Oh, that was awesome.
Fun. That was great.
Kept smashing. Don't hit me with P or whatever he says. I forget exactly what he says. That's
yeah. There was one. I don't get why she killed him though. She had him beat. She didn't need to drop a TV on his head.
No, she didn't.
You can't question a dead man.
Kind of cool. But yeah, you're right.
But you can't question a dead man. Like that's where I had the problem. Like, you killed somebody that you really need to question.
I think it was definitely self-defense. It's not like what she did was wrong per se, but yeah, she probably should have saved him to question. But I feel like she was so worried about saving her sister's life. She needed to do it to get out of there fast. I don't think she was that worried about, not killing Brent. But yes, I agree. She didn't have to kill him, or she could have even I don't know, smashed his legs with the TV or something maybe. But
he was already beaten. She'd already won the fight. The fight was over. Yeah,
and she had gotten her gun back or whatever, so she could have.
Well, I mean, he did say Dana, why won't you just die? His intent is to kill her, right?
Yeah, his intent was definitely to kill her.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And so she's got her adrenaline up. It's in self-defense. Did she
the pterodactyl shot?
Did she not have to do it? Yeah. So I mean, that was a pretty great fight scene. I thought it was a little. I mean, she's been attacked pretty badly in the hospital. She's in pretty bad shape, and yet she manages to like kick his ass. But Brent is kind of, he's Brent.
He's Brent, but also to be fair, people do in like stressful situations, like thinking her sister is going to be, torn apart. You can get adrenaline and sometimes do crazy things. So I can buy it. Things like that have happened. But
and she
probably should have been too weak. You're right.
Yeah.
And she had her pterodactyl shot.
She had her pterodactyl shot. Yep.
Yeah.
Which, I do kind of have a slight, I just got to say, I do kind of have a slight problem with, because I'm thinking it's really good that the nurse helped her and everything. And if I was in her situation, I probably would have too. But I'm thinking, you're letting her drive after she had that shot. Like, this is not a smart thing. She's getting.
Well, nobody let her do anything.
I know. She didn't know. But I'm thinking, like, from a writing perspective, I'm like, she gets this shot and then she goes out and drives. But no, she had to go save her sister. Don't know she would have been totally with it.
Who saved herself?
Who saved herself and totally didn't need her.
Because in the meantime, the Czech brothers are running this operation of selling. They're selling
Reviver
parts, right? They're selling Reviver parts to religious fanatics or to people who believe like
we don't know yet. We don't know yet.
Okay, we don't know yet.
No. TV people don't know yet. That's what I'm saying.
No, but it could be something like, I mean, who knows? But it could be something like, how like in certain cultures, like in China, they eat shark fin soup, or in some places they believe like ground certain animal, like bear gallbladders have like certain healing properties, and so they kill bears for their parts, right?
Yeah.
Like it could be that they're selling them for like people believe they have healing properties, or for other reasons, but their intention is they've got all these people, they've got M in there, and they are going to keep these people. I mean, I guess they could like chop your foot off and it would grow back, right?
Well, yeah, that's definitely what they're implying, that they were doing that to that guy over and over and over again.
Yeah. I didn't put his picture, but that poor guy from the prison got him in there now somehow, right? Like
wait. That wasn't the guy from the prison that they had.
Oh no, that was the other guy. Yeah.
Yeah, no, this is a different guy that they had.
So these guys are pretty sick sons of bitches, right? These are pretty bad dudes.
I would have used a worse word, but yes.
And so they got Jordan. They've got Jordan in there. They've got M in there. They've got Cooper in there because they picked him up right from the house. They've got everybody who's in the house. They just picked them all up and took them.
Yeah.
And this also becomes a pretty intense series of events here. So I know AJ commented on it last night in our talk about like when M just goes like
postal
and like her arm gets broken and her bone is sticking out and she stabs the Czech brother with her own broken arm.
Yeah,
that was so great.
Really creepy, but awesome.
Yeah,
she's as I said when we did our breakdown of it too, like I'm curious though how they are going to fix this. Because you can't just like yes, they kidnapped her, but you can't just like murder a bunch of people. And I'm wondering like how they're gonna eat. Yeah, they have a lot to explain. They'd have to definitely say she's a reviver. Like Dana can't just like this time be like, oh, it was me.
Was it at the end of the episode, or was it next week on Revival where they show like the news saying like
it wasn't. It was not this episode.
So in the coming next week.
I think it was a preview that said something about it.
There's a scene of like a newscaster who's saying like that M is like wanted. Is it M is wanted in the killing of 3 brothers?
Again, it's previews spoiling, but yes.
I mean, that's not that much of a spoiler.
No. I know. I just mean that's what was in the trailer, not what.
Yeah. So. And then it comes to, when it's all over, Jordan comes outside. We don't have a picture of the creep, but this is a picture of Ibrahim looking up at the creep, I believe, as it like takes Jordan's hand and Jordan says, "Thank you for being so kind to me." And she goes and like is sort of absorbed or consumed or whatever by the creep, right?
Evaporates. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we have a few questions in the chat, and I want to bring up Scarlett's question because I want to ask you guys this question. Let me just find this question. First, giant golden spider alien. And I had asked in the chat last night, to me, it looks exactly like the comic book, and yet it kind of looks nothing like the comic book because I've never seen it in like 3D, right?
I just think it's interesting that that's practical. I thought it was totally CGI. I didn't really think about it until he said that, and I was like, really? Like, that surprised me. That's for sure.
Yeah, me too. I thought that was CGI, and I should take a better look at it and see what it looks like. So Scarlett's asking, are creeps celestial beings? What do you guys think? Alien, angel, other kind of celestial being? Like, what do you guys think?
Well,
I mean,
when I first saw it, I definitely thought alien. I mean, that was
that's my initial thought. But based on Jamie's answer, I'm going to guess they're not.
No, I'm just saying what I initially thought because I know what they are now. I know whether they're aliens.
Oh, you've watched the whole show, or because you
no, because I read about the comic. I know whether they're aliens or not.
Jamie, that was such a rookie mistake.
I know. I said I regret that I found that out. I also found out about the who killed M too, and I wish I didn't know that. But that's I did.
It's like when Alyssa read.
I know. I knew better. I did it. But you know what? The truth is, I still feel like I don't know what's coming though, as much as I know that, because I feel like they've done it in a way that like I still seem to be surprised every time I see something. So,
well, and this doesn't happen in the comic, and as Luke Boyce reiterated last night, Jordan's storyline is different in the comic.
Oh, Jordan's storyline, yeah, it's definitely different.
And Jordan doesn't like walk out of this incident and like be absorbed away with a creep. This is happens differently.
So one thing about the creeps, based on what we've seen now, I'm gonna go on a episode 5 the way that ends. I'm guessing that Blaine and company have captured one, and that's what's tattooing them burning their hands, and that's what he's got in that back room there.
Yeah, that's kind of what I guess too.
I think Blaine has captured a creep.
And
that's and they're touching it, and that's what's burning their hands. Because I think Blaine thinks that they're angels, which is and he doesn't realize that one has anything to do with the other.
Yeah, Blaine is different in the comic. He's a full-on fake exorcist. Is he a real exorcist? He's working as an exorcist.
He's an exorcist, yeah.
And he's definitely in the religious side of the business, right? Exorcism. Yeah, I mean, that's a great theory, AJ, that he's got one. That's what the bright light is that we saw when they walked in the room to get tattooed.
I don't know why I find it funny you call it tattooed. Like, to me, it looks like they were getting branded. I wouldn't call it tattooed.
Branded is probably a better word. You know what's funny? Until seeing the creep, the thought of aliens or angels or celestial beings for the explanation of Revival Day never crossed my mind.
Yeah, I know. Me too.
Not
That's why
once.
I was like, I didn't expect any of that. I thought this was all just about. Yeah,
I wasn't sure what it was about. But
yeah, I don't know. I don't know what I thought.
But that never crossed my mind, so that's kind of cool that they, that it is whatever it's going to end up being.
But if Blaine has a creep trapped in his basement, which I don't even know how you would do that because it would seem like a creep could get out, but who knows what their powers are, if any, right? Why, when those guys touch the creep, they get branded, but when the creep touches Jordan, she becomes part of him, or whatever whatever we saw.
Disappears,
because the creep doesn't want to be touched by them.
Right. Okay.
It brands them. I mean, listen, I don't have all the answers. These are just thoughts flashing out of my head.
I'm just asking. I have answers.
Yeah, but I mean,
it seemed like whenever she touched it, though, like they both kind of disintegrated, is how I would describe it.
Yeah. I mean, I think it could be a matter of, well, I mean, it could be because she's a reviver.
I would assume.
Yeah. Jordan's a reviver, so maybe when a reviver touches a creep, it's a different reaction than when
a regular
when a regular, or it could just be, or the creep could choose, you know, what happened. You know what I mean? Like, okay, I like her. She's my friend. We're gonna float off into pixie dust together. Oh, this guy, these people are nuts. I'm gonna, you know, make my body more solidified, and you know, touching me is gonna burn
hurt them. Go away. Yeah.
You know, we don't know the rules yet, so these, you know, it could be anything.
I mean, did you guys think, like, did the creep or creeps? Okay, creeps. There's more than one of them. Did the creeps cause the revival, or were the creeps drawn there by the revival?
You went out there for a second for me. What did you say? Say that again.
I said, did the creeps cause the revival, or were the creeps drawn there by the revival?
That I don't know, and I have no theories about. I mean, it's kind of implied. It's the way Jordan reacted to the creep. It's kind of implied that they have something to do with it.
Yeah.
Jordan says it's here for me.
She knows immediately, like, whether that's instinctively or whoever Jordan knows that it's
she was drawn outside by it. So
and it's here for me, and she has no fear, and she takes its hand and she goes. My
question is, why all of a sudden is, you know, haven't we seen a creep sooner going, you know, walking up to a reviver going, hey, ET me.
Yeah.
And what does that mean? Like, is she gone? Is she dead? Did she go up in a spaceship? I
think she's unrevived.
I think she might be unrevived too. That would be my guess.
I don't feel like we're going to see Jordan again.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Hey, Scarlett,
I found it interesting though to hear what really happened in the comics to her though.
Yeah. Sorry. Scarlett, there's the answer to your question. Scarlett had posted, "Hey, is that a scythe that M's holding in the poster? It's very dead like me." It kind of is.
I assume it's what she killed Arlene with, though.
Well, yeah, I was going to say that was what she killed Arlene with.
But the show Dead Like Me, it's very much like that, right? Yeah. Poster. Luke Boyce had, Jamie, you were saying Luke Boyce had explained last night where Jordan's storyline goes her storyline takes a very different and darker turn in the comic, right?
Yeah.
And they chose to do it. I mean, we talked about this with Sandman, that they make decisions that keep the comic readers watching also, right?
Right. Also, I get the other thing I get, or at least it seemed like from what he was saying, they didn't go that far. Like, I feel like nobody wants to see like a little girl cut her eyelids off. You know what I mean? Like, that makes sense to me that they would cut that out and not put that in the show.
Yeah, that would be. And when they do that in a comic book, you see one panel of her doing it. You don't see you
don't see the gore. Yeah,
on television, things that on paper can be less gruesome, right?
Yeah,
than they would be on television. Yeah, they don't really want to see that. So one storyline we're not going to get probably is the 40 years of therapy that Cooper needs after.
Yeah. Well, at least he blindfolded him through a lot of it, so maybe it won't be quite as bad, I guess.
And M was kind of aware, like M's looking to the other room to like see, right? I'm like looking in the other room, to see like, is he watching or make sure he doesn't watch or whatever. Like but he's an unusual kid, and he like, remember when he disappeared in like episper 1 and got out of the car and wasn't seen for a while?
He heard the creep or whatever. I'm assuming that's what it was. Yeah.
The creeper. The creeper.
The creeper. Yeah, you heard the creeper.
Creeper, not the creeper.
Creeper.
Well, that reminds me too. We also know that the creeps were definitely around on Revival Day, because when Blaine said you had to have seen that light, like clearly he was talking about the light of a creep.
Probably.
Yeah. In the comic, they are, as AJ said, skulking around in the woods. You see the creep. A creep, you kind of don't know like if it's one or more creeps because they look the same and we don't see them.
Well, I'm going to assume there's more than one, just for the fact that, like we said, it seems like Blaine has one, plus there's this one.
Yes, they're called the creeps. But they're around in the comic. They're like lurking around. You see them. But
do other people see them, or just the reader?
Well, but in the early part of the comic book, the reader sees them like moving around in the woods or lurking about. We don't initially so we know they're around and we don't know what they are.
But the characters don't see them.
No, until we eventually see them interact, as you finally did tonight. In the comic, we do see them interact at some point. But we knew they were, to the reader, we knew something was around and what was it. And so the reader kind of, you say you were kind of you never considered aliens or celestial beings or whatever those things are. Was not a thing you guys considered as the cause for arrival until you saw it. For a comic reader from maybe page 6,
you're going to assume that it has something to do with it. Yeah.
You're wondering what that is. Yeah.
All right, cool. Yeah, I definitely did not expect to see anything alien-like or whatever you want it is, And that was not where I thought the show was going, which made it really great. I think this show has been, the story's not what I expected. So that's cool.
I'm going to quote what AJ said last week. There hasn't been a bad episode yet.
Nope.
Yep, there has not.
And this episode was really good. I mean, this was
probably the best episode.
So much going on. Yeah, this and the pilot.
And I was shocked last night in our has everybody in the chat seen this interview? If you haven't, if you're watching the show, go see the interview with Luke Boyce.
I think everybody was here.
On the Sci-Fi-Vision YouTube channel. I asked a question in the chat, and I was shocked when he was surprised that I called the show a hit.
How do they not know that everybody likes this? But I guess maybe to them, they're worried.
I think it's 93% on Rotten Tomatoes right now. And a lot of news stories and recappers and reviewers are calling the show a hit. And by all accounts, it's a surprise hit for sci-fi. And Luke seemed really surprised. But, every good creator should maybe not follow their ratings, right? If you want to get
you probably don't want to read about your show all the time. Unless you're, watching live streams talking about it. That's good. But maybe don't go read about it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Can you guys hear me okay? I had to move my iPad.
Yeah. We hear you. We hear you. You're doing good. You're doing great,
okay.
Jamie.
No, I'm holding Kiki now, so I had to move it. That's why.
We miss seeing you and we miss seeing Kiki. But other than that,
93% on Rotten Tomatoes.
93%. Yeah. It's pretty. I think this show has a good. I'm going to cross my fingers.
I think it has a good shot of being renewed. I mean, it is Sci-Fi Channel. It's not on a big network. But yeah, I hope it gets renewed. I really like it, and sci-fi needs a good hit.
This show is so much better than Surreal Estate, in my opinion.
Than this season, yeah. Surreal Estate this season wasn't as good.
And if you had to cancel one sci-fi, please.
what's funny is Resident Alien left Sci-Fi and went to USA Network.
Well, it's still on Sci-Fi too, but yes, it's not.
Is
it? NBC owns both. And they rerun it.
No, I know they do.
USA. They rerun it on USA.
They rerun it on USA? I thought it was on USA now.
I think it's on Sci-Fi, but for whatever reason, they keep advertising it for USA. I don't know.
I think you can catch it on USA at different days and times. I think I have seen it on USA on a Saturday afternoon or something.
But I think it's on Sci-Fi too. I do.
And pushing it out to USA to me is maybe a sign of confidence in the show because that's a different audience and a different target there, right?
Maybe.
Show goes to USA also, I think is great.
I mean, if it comes back, yeah.
I don't know that it airs in the same time slot on USA, but it is going to both, yeah. Okay, so great episode, right? Everybody, if you're not watching it, I know that Scarlett is watching it.
I know. I'm glad she's caught up.
I want to answer one more of Scarlett's questions. Scarlett, I do not play the piano, and this is not my house, right? It's a backdrop that I dropped.
Yeah, Lori had the same backdrop yesterday.
Yeah, I know. That's what I thought too, and Lori had it.
I don't play the piano, and it is kind of a regret of my life that I kind of wish my parents had made me take piano lessons when I was a kid.
They suck. I took piano lessons, hated them, and still don't play piano. So it doesn't always work.
Yeah. So, all right, should we move along?
I can't even see the chat anymore, though. I don't know why my chat isn't updating.
Resident Alien plays simultaneously on USA Network and Sci-Fi. On
I don't
every
know why
Friday night.
though. I don't get why though. The commercials I've seen say USA because they do. That's what's odd. I don't know. Maybe it's just the commercial I happen to see.
I think it depends what show you're watching, if they're going to promote it to be on USA. Like if you're watching a third channel, they're going to target you for different marketing campaigns.
That's true. That's
yeah.
Very
Let's
true.
just say when I watch it, I get the USA intro.
Oh yeah.
There's a USA intro compared to a sci-fi intro.
And not of the show, but like the USA
Logo thing.
Oh,
Okay.
whatever.
logo
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
I
All right.
I get an intro that says spoilers are embargoed until airs. So.
All right.
Yeah.
We're gonna.
No, I did watch. Yeah, I think I recorded. I was gonna say I watched it off the DVR. I think it was on Sci-Fi.
Yeah. All right. Let's keep moving, you guys, and not entertain everyone with where we
Strange
watch the
New
show.
Worlds.
I know.
We're going to talk about Star Trek. Jamie, I know you don't watch it.
Yeah. Did we talk about all the other things? Or did
We
miss
did.
it?
Do you want to? Do you have any announcements and stuff? Are you going to drop off? Or are you going to stay and listen? And do you want to make announcements now?
I can stay for a little bit, but yeah, I'll make some announcements. I was just thinking, I felt like we didn't talk about something, but I guess we did. Yeah, my only real announcement is I'll be back again on Thursday with Scarlett at 11 for Librarians in the Next Chapter. We probably won't be having watch parties before then unless my computer's suddenly fixed. I mean, it should be soon, but it'll be a couple days. So that probably won't be happening. But still, if you haven't, still appreciate if you join our Discord. I'll put the link there because you can get our schedule and everything else. And yeah, check out the rest of Sci-Fi-Vision YouTube but for our interviews, including, like we said, that the live interview with Luke Boyce. And we have some other interviews, I think, coming up on some of our shows that we'll hopefully have more information about soon. The only other thing I was going to say, not that you guys have seen it. What?
Finish what you're saying, but we forgot something on Revival.
Okay, I was just going to say, I watched the movie because I did the junket for it. Ick. I know Carol's one originally. You were going to do it.
ICK, Ick.
Yeah, I really liked the movie. It was funny. It was good. It's like a horror comedy. I think our audience would probably like it. It's Brandon Routh and Mina Savari. I can't talk. I can never talk. I always say that. I can never talk. Brandon Routh and Mina Savari. Anyway, it was good, was my point that I was going to say after all that. But it was a good movie. I liked it.
All right. Noted.
Two quick things that we missed on Revival. In the flashback, we find out that the mayor used to be the sheriff. Thought that was interesting. I didn't expect that.
Oh yeah.
That didn't.
I left out the whole backstory of M's birth. And
that didn't even click for me though. You're right. He was dressed as the sheriff. I didn't even think of that until you just said that. So I'm glad you said that.
But the really important thing that we didn't talk about, Wayne kidnapped Rhodey and threw him into the CDC.
Yeah,
that's bad. But it's Wayne. I'm not super surprised.
Wayne kidnapped Rhodey. Oh yeah. Yeah. Rhodey did this thing where he cut himself on stage, right? We saw that. And he cuts himself with a knife, right? Because he's going to heal. It probably wasn't a good idea. And Wayne picks him up. But really, because Wayne picks him up because he's horrified that M is dating this guy, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think it was for the right reasons.
I mean, yes, Wayne is backing a plan to round up all revivers and confine them to this one location, right? So when Rhodey exposed himself in that way as a reviver, he set himself up a little bit, right? But he's a kid.
Yeah, but I don't think they were rounding up all of them yet, were they, at that point?
No, he did that because of M.
Yeah, I think he did it because
you're right. They're only rounding up the ones that cause trouble or whatever right now, right?
Yeah.
He did that because of M. She has not found out yet, right? Because she was
she's a little preoccupied.
She's a little preoccupied. It's probably not going to go down well with her.
No. And I think I mean, setting aside the comic book, what we've seen on the screen, I think it would be right for her to reveal to her dad, oh, you don't like him as a reviver? I'm a reviver, Dad, right?
Yeah.
Is that moment coming where she would just reveal?
Oh, I think I don't see how that doesn't come next episode.
Yeah, I think it's coming pretty soon. All right. Well, I really have absolutely nothing to contribute for Star Trek, so
okay.
I can hang around or not, but I know I don't have anything to say, so it's probably kind of senseless for me.
Well, and not only do you not watch it, but you have not watched it, and you're not going to watch it.
Yeah, I haven't had time to watch any of the other ones, so it's kind of senseless for me to think I'm going to jump in at season 3. It's just not going to happen. But
and you don't watch other Star Treks either.
No, so. I'm not as much as I love sci-fi. I'm not a Trekkie. So
all right,
guys have fun. But yeah, I will.
Even though Melanie Scrofano is in the show.
Yeah, I saw she was in it. I thought she was only in it last season. I didn't realize she still was. I saw
she's recurring
on the press site. Yeah,
she's recurring. Yeah,
so that's
she's
cool.
Love interest. All right.
Well,
then we'll talk to you
soon. Yes, and I'll see everybody else on Thursday.
Okay.
Yep. See you guys. Yeah. Okay. Bye.
Hi, Jamie.
Good night, Jamie.
Bye. Good night.
All right, Strange New Worlds is back, AJ. I'm so excited.
Yes, me too.
I do really like this show. And it might be my favorite of all the new Trek, right?
I completely agree. I think it is the best one. Discovery was good. It was different, but I don't know. They've rediscovered the magic of Star Trek with Strange New Worlds.
This is the most similar to the original series, and yet, I mean, it's different because it's modern or whatever, and it's a prequel to the original series, right? But you're right, they rediscovered them. Discovery was kind of heavy compared to this show. This is like the Planet of the Week sometimes, but with a great sort of like some recurring storylines that are, they're your straight up sort of like interpersonal relationship kind of stuff. They're a little different than like the recurring, like in Discovery, the recurring storyline of Stamets, who can power the ship because he got infected with like whatever, right? And those kind of things. I love Strange New Worlds. I love the cast they've put together also for this show.
Yeah.
So the first episode is picks up right where the season finale left off. Finale was called Hegemony. This is Hegemony Part II. It picks right up in the middle of the whole Gorn business, which I think we were expecting, right?
Yeah. Yeah, this episode was intense and crazy, and the stuff, and it's like it's like I was said about other stuff recently. It's really great when certain people can't die, like the entire ship can't die, because then you don't have a show. But it was still intense and like, holy crap, what are they doing? Is it going to work? I mean, they made the Enterprise into a sun flare.
Oh yeah, there are characters who can't die because they come up on the original series eventually, right? There are characters who can't die because, I mean, Anson Mount, we know how Captain Pike, what becomes of Pike, right? I mean, granted, he has seen that. We had a storyline where he's seen the vision. He knows what happens to him also, right?
Yeah.
These people can't die. And people can be together or not be together. And yeah. This part where they're in the Gorn ship, the hostages, which is
being digested.
Yes, they're being digested, which I think was a little bit obvious when we saw like each of these like kind of pink or red things sticking up is like a pod that they were in, right? It was kind of not a big surprise to find that they were being digested, especially when Ortegas comes out of the pod and she's like, "Oh, my hand is halfway gone. What's going on?" Because stomach acid ate it. But it's La'an, Ortegas, Dr. Mbenga, and there's 4 of them, right? Sam, who are there. This actually, like, it took them a long time to escape, right?
Yeah. Well,
but it was good. I mean, in a good way. It wasn't easily resolved.
Yeah. Yeah, and I was nervous. I was very nervous for Ortega's. Like, I was like, they cannot kill her. They cannot kill my favorite character. I'm like, they're not doing this to me. And there was a point when I thought that she might not make it. Like, I really before they beamed out, I thought she might actually die when she started bleeding into the console.
I felt the same way, but they didn't kill anybody in the season finale. So could you kill someone in the season premiere? Sure, you could, right? Like,
Yeah.
that's a thing. And I could have seen Ortegas being that. I agree with you. She's a great character. She's really popular. She's a fan favorite. Killing her would have been
Heartbreaking
and a bold move on behalf of the show runners, but it could have worked, right? And I was worried about her also when she's like driving that thing and her blood is just like pouring into it. I don't have a picture of it. I don't have a picture of her actually because I didn't have a lot.
Well, there's a picture right there, puking.
Oh, that's her puking right there. And they kept cutting back to this, and it went on and on. It was very tense. And then they escape out of here, and how are they going to get off this ship? And La'an was La'an leads them. I mean, I guess La'an's the ranking officer among them, right? But she also just naturally
she's head of security also.
She has experience with the Gorn. She was raised on a Gorn breeding planet, right?
And to be fair, of the four of them, I mean, she's really the obvious choice to lead them. Sam's not going to lead them. The Doctor's not going to lead them.
No, the Doctor's a badass, right? He is.
He's a badass, but he's still not. I mean, La'an is a major badass.
Yeah.
And Ortegas is puking on the ground. So.
Yeah.
And one of the reasons I thought that I was worried about Ortegas because after they get the ship close enough to the Enterprise to transmit the codes, she's like, I did it. I told you I could fly anything. And I was like, oh, crap. That's like a death fucking comment right there.
It is, right? That's like your famous last words, as they say. I told you to do it. Yeah. And she says, like, I'm Erica, or later says, I'm Erica Ortega, and I fly the ship. And you're like,
yeah.
Oh, she's definitely dead now, right? She said her catchphrase. So meanwhile, back at the ranch, I kind of loved that that Pike just stays in his like away mission clothes for like he has no time to change, right?
Yeah.
He just wears this.
He really didn't have time.
He didn't. He wears this for the entire episode. And they do this all the time. It's overused, and yet I love it every time when he kind of like disobeys Starfleet, and he's like, no, I'm saving my people. And he did sort of get like secret permission, kind of, right?
Yeah.
Like the Admiral's like, do not do that. Okay, but on the down low, go ahead and do that, right?
But yeah. If you were going to, how would you do it?
Yeah.
He even says officially stand down. He's like unofficially
find a way to punch back, right? That's the
that was the phrase, punch back.
Yeah. I did enjoy these scenes on the bridge. I enjoyed, we see Una sitting, that's Ortega's chair she's sitting in, right? Like Una's driving the ship. I thought Una was Rebecca was a little underused in this episode, but there was so much going on with so many.
Yeah, I don't think she was really. I mean, I liked the interaction when he was like, "All right, people, ideas," and I liked, this idea. Nope, that won't work because of this. This idea. Nope, this won't work because of that. This idea. All right, that's the best of the worst ideas that might work.
It's so bad. We should do it.
I really like the ideas.
And I love that about Captain Pike. He's done that before. He's really open to his crew in a way that not all Starfleet captains are, or maybe not in the same way. Like, I'm not saying that like Jean-Luc Picard was not open to his staff, suggestions, but he would never just be like, okay, people, we're spitballing. I need ideas.
Well, Pike, I mean, they're very different type of captain. Yeah.
And I picked him, but or Kirk or Michael Burnham or like a lot of captains we've seen. Like, he definitely, like, one thing I love is that he's got his unique. They always have a unique style and a leadership style, and
one thing that was kind of throwing me these first 2 episodes, because I recently watched something else with Rebecca Romaine in it where she's blonde, so the dark hair has been throwing me.
Oh yeah, I forget it's her.
It's not that I forget that it's her, but I binge watched, the original series of The Librarians a couple.
Oh yeah.
So it's very, it's like, it's just like, oh yeah, she has dark hair now.
Yeah. So much of the episode is Chapel, who's come back from the, she's all cut up or whatever. She's come back to the ship, and she and Spock are trying to save Marie. Captain Patel, is that her name? Who is infected with Gorn babies in the season finale. She's infected with Gorn. The Gorn
hatchlings
are like in Alien. They infect you with their babies, and then 100 babies hatch inside you and eat you and come outside and kill everybody. Right? We've seen that before on the show. And these two have to work together to figure it out. I don't recall Spock being so medical in other.
Well, he actually says that to Pike. He's like, I'm not a doctor. He's like, but I am a science officer, and I will do everything I can to try and help. So it makes sense that Spock was the one that went to help, because who else was going to help her come up with ideas,
Right, because Dr. Mbenga's hostage on the.
Right.
He's being digested. So he can't help. So, and I mean, I like these two a lot. I like them together, meaning I like them together on the screen. We know that as a romantic couple, we know that
they don't work.
They don't work. That Chapel and Spock will eventually serve on the original series in the 60s. They will serve on the Enterprise together and in no way show like they don't end up together. There's no spark of anything. And there's, we know where Spock goes. So we know but I like them on screen just as like two actors working together.
Yeah.
As two officers on a ship working together. I like them both a lot. And I liked this. I don't have any pictures of Marie in the bed, but the way they were like working everything they tried, the computer's like probability of death, 100%. Like every single thing they tried, right? Until they get like a little crazy.
Until they get a little crazy and come up with the idea of Una's blood.
Oh,
86%. 86%. Yeah.
They say like, chance of success then was like 36% or something, right? And they're like,
86% chance of death.
Of death, which is less than 100% chance of death.
Right. Which is why Spock was like, you know what? Better than nothing. Let's shoot it. Let's go for it.
And this relied on you to recall that Una is like an enhanced being. She has like technology and nanobots and stuff in her body, right? And so her blood would have the ability to fight the Gorn or whatever.
Yeah. And ultimately, that helped, but it wasn't what they ended up going with. They came up with another idea. They said, you know what? Instead of the hatchlings eating her, what if she eats the hatchlings?
Yes. Yeah. And they like turn the tables basically on the Gorn babies, right?
Yeah.
And figure out a way for her body to attack them.
Yep.
And they end up stabilizing her.
Yep, it worked.
And then eventually saving her.
And that's the funny thing. Like, I figured it was going to work, but I wasn't 100% sure that it was going to work because, Melanie Scarfano's been a recurring character, so. Yeah.
She's not full cast, and also we know that Captain Pike doesn't end up with her, right?
Right.
Or I don't think so. Could he have been in that wheelchair in the original series and secretly had a loving woman at home? Yes, but no. He was a very bitter man also at the time, right? Bitter about his fate. This version of him is much more accepting of his eventual fate, and they're not going to wind up together. But at any rate, they have saved her.
Whew.
Right? So I don't know if you have anything else for this episode or you want to jump into the next one, which was a little...
I mean, yeah, I mean, they saved the day, and they put the Gorn. They learned that their home planet area is they do things based on solar flares, and there's one solar flare that puts them to sleep, and the other solar flare tells them to attack. So they did another solar flare that put them back to sleep for a while. But I do like that Pike was like, we stopped the attack, but I feel like we just put this off for somebody else to deal with. However many years.
I love that because the Gorn appear in the original series, right?
Yeah.
Briefly. And I love that he's like, I can't help but wonder, have we just created a problem for somebody else to solve in the future?
And real quick, I love these two. Trying to do it,
Oh my God. Scotty and what's her name? The brilliant Carol Kane. She's so good on this show.
I don't remember the character. I don't remember her character's name off the top of my head for some reason. But Scotty cracked me up because Scotty has always, we know that Scotty always works best under pressure. And the fact that she intentionally made him, put him in a pressure situation, he was like, "You did what?"
Yeah.
But I love the we've only seen them interact, this episode a little bit less, the finale, and I already love the interactions with these two.
Yeah, her name is Pelia on the show.
Pelia, that's right.
Her name is she's chief engineer. He's a brand new engineer. Yeah, I love that. She just like makes shit up, lies to him, tells him stuff, and then he. She's always saying what a terrible student he was. You're so brilliant. You could have done better, but you never came to class, right? She's always riding his ass. She really knows how to
motivate him.
Yeah. And she's got. So I've seen the first 5, and so there's a couple of great scenes.
Oh, I'm sure there is. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
All right.
So moving on to the next episode. The next episode is called Wedding Bell Blues. I have only downloaded a couple pictures because I'm sorry. I tried to get more pictures of this, but I had to talk to my brother for an hour about my dad and his fake medical emergency.
That's quite all right.
But the next episode, there has been a 3-month time jump. 3 month, right? In this episode, Chapel has gone on her science fellowship and come back. And
with a boyfriend.
About 3 months go by, and she comes back with this guy, which, look at that hair. Don't you just want to smack him just because of his hair? Like, this guy. So, look, I know that Spock and Chapel can't ultimately wind up together, but I was kind of surprised that she came back with a boyfriend.
Yeah, I was too, but I also kind of saw it coming the way the episode started, with Spock getting all ready for her coming and him being excited about it and everything. And I'm thinking, yeah, this is going to end well.
This can't end well for poor Spock. Yeah.
I got to say that, jumping ahead to when he meets Rhys Darby's character.
The wedding planner?
Yeah. He and then and then Spock wakes up in bed next to her, and I'm like, oh my God, Karen must hate this episode. I was like, really? I'm like, we're really doing a dream episode? I'm like, I was like, oh. And then as it progresses and I find out it's not a dream, it's more of a wish scenario, I was like, okay, that's better. And then Spock snaps out of it and everything. And then once you find out that it's Q's son, I was like, holy shit. I was like, that just made the episode that much. Like, I heard John Delancey and I'm like, what the fuck?
Right. And it threw me back to Picard at the like when Q appeared in the at the end of Picard. It really threw me back to that whole storyline. Yeah, I gotta tell you, I was a little like, so Chapel comes back, she's got this boyfriend, and now they're gonna be married, and when Spock, wakes up in bed, yes, I'm like, it's a dream sequence. What? But then when it happens again, like when it resets and it like reiterates, then I'm like, oh, this is the classic, like, particularly on Next Generation, they love to do this, where the characters are forced into an alternate reality by an alien, usually Q on Next Generation, right? But they're forced into a situation that's not real. And I didn't think it was going to be Q's son, though. No, I did not. But I was like, oh, there's an alien.
I got to say, that was a bold move, just because Q as a character was introduced in TNG. You know, there was the species had never been talked about in the original series. So, you know, Q's race is an original idea for TNG. So to bring it into Strange New Worlds, which is a prequel to the original series, I thought was a pretty interesting idea, just to kind of show us that Q's have been, you know, their species have been around forever. I love how he's like, he's 800,000, he's 80,000, was it 800,000 Earth years, 800 and a half, Dad.
Yeah.
And she's like, you're a child?
Yeah, he's like a little child, but he's like Baby Yoda. He's like old but young.
What also threw me this episode was how it starts with La'an teaching Spock how to dance, and I was like, holy crap. I'm like, wait, what's La'an doing teaching Spock? I'm like, when did she get a personality? You know, like, and we actually learned something about her, that she wanted to be a ballerina when she was young.
About,
you know,
La'an before she.
Yeah,
was...
I mean, all we've really seen about La'an, I mean, we know she grew up, you know, on the Gorn breeding camp, but you know, she's just always been this hard-nosed badass. You know, you never, to see this softer side of her, it was kind of like, what the hell's going on here over the last 3 months? Like,
yeah. So Christina Chong, the actress who plays La'an, she danced as a child and a young person, and she's a trained dancer. And in her, I think her young adulthood, she had an injury that caused her to stop dancing. And she continued with acting. So she, I mean, we haven't interviewed her, but this probably was easier for her. And yet the tango is maybe not what she studied, and it's not that easy for people, right? But she's a trained dancer. And this show, you know, has a very talented cast. Remember on like the singing episode, the musical episode last season? I mean, they have like, I think 2 actors on the show who are Grammy winners or Tony winners, right? So they played into that. But yeah, that like she'd been teaching Spock how to dance so that he could dance with Christina when she came, right? Because they, like, her return coincided with this like special event, Starfleet event, right?
Special event, yeah. It's been 100 years. It's the 100th anniversary of First Contact.
Yeah. So kind of a huge deal. It was a little, so I didn't love the whole way this went down, just because, not as a show, but as a person who likes Spock and likes Helen, I just didn't like the way all this went down. She clearly, like, could she have sent him a subspace message saying, I'm sorry, I'm bringing a boyfriend, right? Like, the whole thing is just beyond all, like, when he comes to he appears in the transporter, he's got a book for her, and she's got this guy that he wasn't expecting, and they're clearly together. And I didn't download the picture, but that whole scene in the bar where she's talking about, like, when he gave her that bracelet and when they were in love. And I was like, oh my God, it's been 3 months, what? Right? It was very awkward and terrible.
You know what else I had a problem with? Her hair. Her hair. Is it a wig?
That much in 3 months.
Is it a wig?
Okay, look at her hair there. Look at her hair there. Hang on. That's her hair in the previous episode. And she's only been gone for 3 months.
Maybe her hair grows quick.
I guess it does grow fast.
It grows faster in space. But it just, I don't know, it just bothered me the whole time. Like, it didn't look, like, not because it was different than what we'd seen 3 months earlier. It just, I don't know. Maybe it's the bangs that are throwing me. I don't know. I just did not like her hair in that episode.
Yeah. I don't have a picture of the whole wedding party. I did love that crazy dress she was wearing. I mean, I did love everybody's outfit, and I did enjoy, like, so the wedding planner is, like, it becomes clear that the wedding planner is almost like magically or through his powers coercing them to act in certain way, to be into this wedding, to be enthusiastic. Like, he's very invested in this. I really enjoyed the part where oh, Spock, it's time for your bachelor party, and they take him to like the captain's quarters, and they're gonna have like drinks, and like there was a lot of like. I always feel like the cast, when they're not the A story, this cast is always so game for comedy and silliness, right?
Yeah.
And I felt like they were. I loved those scenes, but overall, I thought I had a picture of all of them dancing at the wedding, but I guess I do not.
Yeah, this was I enjoyed the end here with everybody dancing and everything.
Dancing to "Wake Me Up Before You Go Go."
Yeah,
right. That was crazy. I wonder why they chose that. I would love to ask them why they chose that song.
Yeah,
maybe
that was fun.
Wake Me Up because they were all
maybe, but Pike notices that Ortegas leaves abruptly, and then we see that she's still dealing with the Gorn stuff. She got a Gorn in her head.
Do you think it's PTSD, or do you think she's Gorny? I mean, do you think she's got a Gorn in her head, or do you think it's PTSD?
I think she does. I think, I mean, it could easily be PTSD, and I'd be totally down with that story. But I think there's something in her head. I think something transferred to her when that Gorn stabbed her.
Yeah. I mean that. Yeah. I mean, there's something.
We don't know a lot about the Gorn. So the consciousness could have transferred or something.
And Erica was a little. I mean, yes, that scene, but she was kind of snappy and uncharacteristic. So I've seen a few more episodes, and so I don't want to. But she was already not herself in this episode, right?
Yeah, she punched the camera.
Oh yes, she punched the camera. Yeah. So I did not. So again, another photo that I didn't have time to upload is this picture at the wedding of. Oh, I wish maybe I'll upload it right now while we're talking.
I love Uhura and her brother flirting.
That's the picture that I wanted to mention. Like Uhura, and so Ortega's brother has come aboard to make a documentary, right? Right? Isn't that why he's aboard?
Yeah.
And
yeah, he's making a documentary for the celebration.
For the celebration, and
which is why she punched the camera when they were sparring, because she's like, I didn't say you could tape this part.
I have this picture, but I don't have time to reformat this and put this.
That's right.
So they hit it off. Uhura and little brother, whose name I don't know, but let's call him little bro. Uhura and little bro.
Was it Gabriel?
Gabriel. They hit it off. They're friendly and they're hanging out. And at this point, I think it's hard. Like, yes, they're flirty and there's definitely a connection, but they actually say they're trying to annoy Ortegas, right? Like,
oh yeah, absolutely.
She's like, cut it out. They're like, oh, let's flirt more. And so it's not really clear. Is there anything more there other than a flirtation and like an insight and a shared joke, right? Like, I don't know if there's anything there, if there's a relationship going to happen there or not. But they do enjoy needling Ortegas. And maybe she'll punch them soon. I don't know. She's not really able to, like, she was pretty angry when she left the wedding, right?
Well, yeah, for a different reason though.
Because there's a Gorn in her head. Because she has PTSD.
Because she's Gorny.
I mean, so, because she's Gorny. This show has already, like, done a lot with, like, they already have PTSD from the Klingon War. Like, M'Benga, we had a whole thing last season about his PTSD from the Klingon War, right?
Yeah.
And we know that Ortegas was a pilot in the Klingon War. Pike was in the Klingon War. Like, they're all really messed up from the Klingon War. And so Ortegas is already maybe, like, got some anger inside her about that, right? And now she's Gornified. Or she's just horrified. She's just PTSD from being, like, held in a digestion bundle or whatever it's called. So she's great. I'm so glad they didn't kill her. I hope they won't kill her. And I don't know. I've seen a few more episodes, but I have not seen the whole season. So I don't know. They'll never kill her. She's the best character on the show.
That's what I'm saying.
But we know they can't kill Spock. They can't kill Chapel. They can't kill Pike. They can't kill Scott.
Her brother's name is Beto.
Beto?
Yeah.
Oh, like that guy who ran for president or Congress or whatever in Texas. Beto.
What'd you think about the new edition, by the way? Ensign Gamble.
Ensign Gamble? Who's Ensign Gamble?
He's the new medical ensign.
Oh, I like that guy. I liked
him immediately too.
He was very earnest and like, I'm so excited to be working on the Enterprise. I'm so lucky, right?
Yeah, he was.
This episode, or is that in the next episode? He's young.
No, he was drawing Una's blood at the beginning of the episode.
Oh, he's drawing Una's blood, and he's temporarily added to the ship, right? He's the replacement, and he's there for a while. I like him. I think he's a good addition. I think it's good for a show in its third season to be adding some new. This is the third, right?
Yeah.
And I believe they shot the third and the fourth together 4 seasons ago, and they just got renewed for a fifth, right? Fifth and final.
6 episodes.
Yeah. So I think it's good to add some new characters to the ship. Like, not just like, oh, you're an alien, you show up, you hang out for an episode, you're great, then you're gone. But like new blood on the ship. Yeah. Yeah, I was pleased with this. I did get a little whiplash. Like, you go from Hegemony Part II, you go from like this Gorn, this very intense, like people are being digested, right, in this episode. And then you go to like the wedding planner for the next episode. It was a little whiplashy.
I really hope that they have plans. I mean, I guess they could have introduced Rhys Darby as Hugh's son just for shits and giggles, but I kind of hope that we see him again in the next couple of years.
The way we saw Q come back to irritate Picard.
Yeah, I would like to see him pop back up. I love Rhys Darby to begin with. He's such a unique actor. That he's always fun. He always gets to play some really fun roles. So
before we wrap this up real quick, this happened also. So Marie seems to be great. She's out of the sick bay. She's, I guess, shacked up with Pike in his quarters, right? Because she can't leave the ship yet because her treatment is not complete. But they're very cute. In fact, I captioned this picture. So cute. When we met in episode 1, like, she's leaving on a starship, and he's like, I don't know if I'm in Starfleet anymore. And like, these two have like not been on the same page when we first met them. And I don't know. I guess where I'm going with this is like, look, we know ultimately they're not going to be together, but they seem closer than ever right now, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's the thing. They're discussing her getting, figuring what ship she wants, and she's like, I want to go to deep space and explore, but then I never get to see you. She goes, or I could do something local, and I never get to see you. So it's like, no matter what, two captains having a relationship is never going to work.
Yeah.
Starfleet
captains dating? Yeah, like, how is that ever?
I think the closest we've had to any captain having a family and it working was Sisko.
But Sisko was not a Starfleet. He wasn't a starship captain. He was on a base.
Well, when we meet him, he was, but he had been a starship captain.
Oh, he had been a starship captain. Yeah. Yeah.
He went. He moved to DS9 to raise his daughter.
Yeah.
And but I mean, Kirk had a son, and an ex-wife. Because again, she was a science officer and he's captain of Enterprise, so they're never together. You know.
Yeah, Kirk had the alien of the week, the female alien of the week, kind of,
Yes.
right? And Jean-Luc did, to a certain extent, have a number of like romantic.
I mean, him and Beverly, obviously, but it never came to fruition.
Well, because you can't date a person who's working for you, right?
Not technically.
And if you do, don't go to a Coldplay concert.
Yeah, well.
Right. But these two seem like, and he seems to be really kind of coming around. Like, I feel like when we first met these two in episode 1, episode 2 of the whole show, maybe he was the one who wasn't so sure. Like he seemed like almost I mean, he says to her in this episode we just reviewed, he says like, I can't lose you, right? He's really, and she has some this and that, and he says, look, let me just hold you. He's really almost losing her. I think maybe he's realizing that he really does love her. But you're right, 2 Starfleet captains, like if she goes to deep space, she'll never see him. If she stays local, she'll never see him. They're on separate ships. They can visit each other once in a while. You can't go. I mean, even like you look at like somebody like Deanna Troi and Will Riker, who.
Well, they did work.
They
were equals.
But they were equals. And then we see much later on the show Picard, they managed to be still together. But they were equals.
Part of the reason they were still together was because they got out.
You're right, because they got out. Because eventually we transferred to a different ship, right? Well,
I mean, they got out and they retired and they lived on wherever that planet was.
Their little planet. But anyway, these two are so cute, they're doomed. You cannot be this cute in episode 2 and still be together in episode 8.
I feel like they're gonna have a happy ending. I think she's gonna die.
You think she's gonna die?
I think she eventually dies.
I think so, because we know how he dies. He knows how he dies. And we know he ends up
technically he doesn't die.
He ends up in a full body wheelchair and unable to speak, which is almost.
But then he gets to go to a planet where none of that matters because they can go poof and you look how you want and do what you want.
Yeah, because it's all in your mind. Yeah, but we know these two are. I mean, it's kind of crazy to watch a show that, like, I know what's going to happen, and yet I'm still rooting for them. Like, I was bummed about Chapel and Spock. I really am, even though I know it could never happen, right?
Yeah, I was surprised they ended it so quickly.
Yes, and abruptly, right? Like, she goes away, she comes back, got a new boyfriend. Like, what are they in 8th grade? You went to camp for the summer, you got a new boyfriend? What?
Yeah, I mean, she says, I'm still going to the fellowship. When I come back in 3 months, we'll see where we're at. And where we're at is she's in love with somebody else.
And throughout the Wedding Bells episode, that guy is portrayed as like really a doofus, right? Like he doesn't. Granted, the wedding planner, the first iteration is like Spock's fantasy, kind of like being able to marry her, right? And the boyfriend, whose name I forget, and it doesn't matter. He's sort of Roger, he's doofy and dopey, right? But Roger's like, this is not right, and everybody comes around, but I don't feel like this guy is worthy of Chapel.
I think,
and a real competitor to Spock, except that Spock is a Vulcan and can't express any emotion, so there's that, right? This guy is like a lot of emotion.
Spock is constantly expressing emotion. He's just doing it poorly.
Yeah, I mean, he's half human.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if this is just they threw a roadblock in there for a little bit to mess with us, and maybe they.
Doesn't mean he's going to be around forever. Yeah,
exactly. So
she might just sort of like start.
So all right, well, good start to the season. Can't wait to see where it goes.
Yeah.
And
back. All right.
So we will be back Monday night to discuss this again. And then we will be back here Tuesday.
Monday we do the Institute.
Talk about the same shows.
Okay. All right, everybody.
Actually, no. Wait, hold on. When is Sandman back? Is Sandman back already?
Sandman? What do you mean?
Well, because we don't know it because we've done 2 a week. But Sandman came out 3 weeks ago.
Oh, it was five. It's or four.
It's
six,
6 and 6.
6 and
But
6.
I think it's back tomorrow. Actually, the second 6.
Okay.
Hold on, give me 1 second, and I will tell you.
Tell us, AJ. Look it up.
Yep, tomorrow. Sandman's back tomorrow, so we have no Sandman break. It actually worked out perfectly for. It actually worked out perfectly for us doing 2 episodes a week.
All right, so we'll be 2 more episodes of Sandman next week. 2 more Strange New World. 2 more? 1 more Strange New Worlds.
1 should be 1 Strange New Worlds as far as I know.
Resident Alien Revival, and don't miss our Institute show on Monday nights.
Yep, one of those 2.
Yep. Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody. We will talk to y'all later. Good night.